Tesla, still got gas money. I ain't a bitch, yes sir, I keep cash on me. You can get your face smacked if you act funny. Cash money, fast money, I evade tax money. I got no, bitch, you broke like some glass money. Racked up, I'm the young Johnny Cash money. Make gas, motherfucker, that's gas money. I think I'm Jack in the box, cause I stay up in the buns. And your ex got that box ready to eat for everyone. Ooh, damn, girl, that's nasty. I hit the spin move when she tried to harass me.
Woo! What's cracking, big dogs? Welcome, Bike, to thy channel. Welcome, Bike, to thy headquarters. We're Euro stepping into the video today. We're feeling good. We're feeling proper. How y'all feeling? Except for the people that got absolutely fucking cooked by Mr. Dalvin yesterday, which was me in like 4 fucking leagues. But we are Bike. BDGE. Big dogs got to eat fantasy football. My name is Nicholas. We are here to talk Week 10 waiver wire. We're here to recap all of Week 9, everything that happened yesterday. And there's still a Monday night game, but fortunately for us, it literally doesn't matter. It might be the worst game in the history of the NFL, but they choose to put it on Monday night. Prime time. Who the fuck wants to watch Joe Flacco? It's a damn travesty. It's a damn travesty, and I will not stand for it. Thus, we are boycotting Monday Night Football. But we are not boycotting Monday Night Football on Monkey Knife Fight. Because on Monkey Knife Fight, they've got a beautiful game. And let me flip over to some screen action. We're going to go to the secondary display. There is one game in which I love on Monkey Knife Fight. We're going to head over to monkeyknifefight.com. If you are not already signed up, make sure you do so because we are bringing home thy revenue. We're going to a new game. We're going to click Patriots and Jets. Y'all can't even see that because I'm telling y'all to text me, which you should do ASAP. Shout out Rocky. Need a new album. Cam, Joe Flacco. I would take the under, but my favorite play of the day, which is 3.5x. Oh, they change it from fucking Jacoby Myers, or they change it from James White to Jameson to Jacoby Myers. They really be switching shit up. They're really switching shit up like Fox News over here. It was Jamison Crowder versus James White, but we're still going to take Cam Newton minus 1.5 passing yards over Joe Flacco. I'm just going to take straight up Jamison Crowder over Jacoby Myers because we've had a 2-game sample size in which Joe Flacco was the quarterback and Jamison Crowder was healthy, which hopefully he kind of will be for this one. He saw 13 and 10 targets. 13 and 10 targets. Jacoby Myers ain't doing shit, right? Every single week we talk about it's going to be Damiere Byrd, it's going to be N'Keal Harry, it's going to be Jacoby Myers. It's never fucking anyone. It's never anyone, and you're never going to be able to guess who to take in this passing offense. So, thus, we're going to go with Cam over Joe Flacco, but we're going to go with James Crowder over Jacoby Myers. 3.5x our damn money. Throw 20, you're going to win 70, plus your 20 back, obviously. So, if you're not yet signed up for Monkey Knife Fight, easiest way to bring home the mortgage, to pay the mortgage, to bring home the revenue is on Monkey Knife Fight. If you throw $20 on, you're going to get 40 when you use the promo code BDGE. So use BDGE when you throw 20 down. They're going to give you 40. We can put 50. Up to $50, they will double whatever you throw down, and we can win 175 off of this bet. All right. monkeyknifefight.com, promo code BDGE. Let's talk waivers. Let's talk wafers. Let's talk young gravy. Let's talk Zendaya. Baby. Just get me in a room. Just get me in a room with Zendaya. Get me in a room and I'll lock it down. Where are my notes? Believe it or not, I do semi-prepare for these things, and I do have some notes. I want to bring them up to the top screen. I hope this thing is like working right now. Hope you guys can hear me. Why was tonight's game not the Thursday night game? I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. All right, so as always, we're going to start off with the injuries because they were plentiful, as always. We had Kyle Allen suffer a severe ankle injury. That shit just little crack. Alex Smith came in and threw for over 300 yards, 325 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. So it was a little bit better than the first game he played in. A lot of bit better. Couldn't get any worse. He did have 1 touchdown. It was a long to Terry McLaurin, but Terry McLaurin did all the damn work, as usual, for the entire Washington offense. He's the only one doing work week in and week out. They play the Detroit Lions next week, and then they get Cincy, and then they get Dallas. So with Alex Smith under center, yeah, it kind of fucking stinks owning Terry, but the matchups are good enough to where he's going to get 10 targets, and he'll probably turn a lot of that into a little bit. If so facto, flip that. It's going to turn a little bit into a lot of bit. Currently on pace for 154 targets, 100 catches, 1,390 receiving yards, and 6 touchdowns. So again, nothing to worry about with Terry here. Big Ben, MCL sprain, came back into the game. Doesn't seem like it's going to be a problem for him. If anything, he could just play with a brace on it. So we ain't worried about Big Ben. He blew the fuck up yesterday. Really disappointing game for James Conner, unfortunately. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. Matthew Stafford, concussion, left the game, but cleared protocol, so not actually concussion. We had a lot of conkos yesterday. A lot of conks. 2 Davids, 2 running backs, 2 fat running backs named David who fucking stink. Both got conked up. David Johnson of the Texans. Duke Johnson came in, 16 carries, 41 yards, 1 rushing touchdown, 4 receptions, 32 yards. David Johnson's season high up to this point in receptions was 4. Why are you calling me? Well, I know you guys are going to go fucking nuts about. I'm not doing this with the landline today. I don't have the energy. I came proper. Thus, my energy goes to you. Don't worry about the fucking landline. Worry about me. David Johnson conked. Season high up to this point was 4 receptions. Duke Johnson had 4 yesterday. There wasn't another running back in that backfield that had a touch outside of Duke Johnson. So if DJ can't clear concussion protocol by this upcoming weekend, Duke will fill in as a pretty solid running back too against Cleveland, at Cleveland next week. I don't want to say, like, everyone's always talking about how Duke Johnson is like should be a workhorse and should be treated as a workhorse. Like, he kind of fucking stinks when he's on the field, to be honest. Everyone's like, oh, his yards per touch is like top 5. He's like, I've never watched Duke Johnson and been impressed. Like, literally, I've never watched him on an NFL field and been impressed. Like, at me if I'm wrong, but I really have never, ever been impressed with Duke Johnson. But he'll be a volume play for next week. David Montgomery, strictly, he's a volume play every single week. But concussion in the protocol, does have an extra day to clear because they are playing on Monday night. I don't even know who they're playing. But the fact that the Bears are on Monday Night Football actually is the least surprising. They put the Jets on for Monday Night Football this week, the Bears next week. I do. We already talked about this earlier in the year. NFL, they're good at marketing. They're good at business. Take the games that would typically get 0 fucking views, put them on prime time because we're all savages. We're all degenerates. That's why you're going to go to Monkey Knife Fight and use promo code BDGE because we're degenerates and we're always trying to bring in the revenue. That's what they do. They take a weakness, they make it into a strength. Thus, the Bears are playing on Monday night. If he doesn't end up clearing concussion protocol, I still want nothing to do with that backfield. It's Ryan Nile, it's Cordell Patterson. They don't even have a real running back on the team right now. I think Ryan Nile I can't say his name, so I'm just going to keep going. Nile. It's like when you're warming up an instrument, like before you're about to be on stage and you do the guitar. It's like, that's what Ryan Nile is. Don't put a guitar into your starting lineup, okay? So it's David Montgomery or bust, and he's basically a bust at this point too. So everything's a bust in the Bears backfield. C-Mac, this is obviously the bad news. So Christian McCaffrey finally gets biked to full health from the high ankle sprain and pops off yesterday for like 32 fucking points. RB1 right now on the season in terms of points per game, and is overall the RB25, which is just insane. It's just fucking insanity. However, at the end of the game, the last drive, he landed really... Stop calling me, yo. I'll come to the goddamn front desk when I feel like it. When I'm done live streaming. This is my priority. Y'all are my priority. And I love you very much. C-Mac fell hard on his shoulder or whatever. And they say week 10 is very, very much in doubt. And this is a problem because he already missed a lot of time. And they also still have their bye coming up. I think it's week 12 or week 13. So if you're a C-Mac owner, you're in a very, 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 I get it, bro. Just fucking leave it. They just fucked up my mojo. They done fucked up my mojo. We're going to fucking focus on breathing. Y'all meditate. I just like recently kind of started getting into it. I use the Headspace app. I've done it like 10 days in a row. So I just finished up like the basic portion, right? They got basic where you do like 10 different meditation pieces. They're all like 4 to 5 minutes long. You focus on your breathing and you realize that like your thoughts are just like you can't control your thoughts, but they're not really part of you, you know? I'm not about to get into that right now. But we're going to focus on our breathing and we're going to focus on Christian McCaffrey. So it could be a serious injury. I watched Dr. Jesse Morse's video breakdown of it, and it could be anything from something like 1 to 2 weeks up to something serious where it's a fractured collarbone or whatnot, or an SC joint sprain. But it looks like we're going to miss some more time with Christian McCaffrey. You should not have dropped Mike Davis to begin with. Like, this is handcuff season. You should not be dropping your handcuffs at this point in the season. Like, Jamal Williams, Tony Pollard, Mike Davis, Gio Bernard, like, all these guys need to be owned and need to be sitting on your roster. All right, we're at the point in the season where you're not getting breakout wide receivers. You're not finding breakouts on the waiver wire realistically outside of running back handcuffs. It's injuries to starting running backs that end up leading to the best waiver wire pickups of the week at this point, right? The depth charts aren't moving and shit like that. So you need to keep these guys on your roster. So you keep Mike Davis, you keep Gio, you keep all these guys. Jamal Williams, you keep them. I don't care that Aaron Jones came by and was fucking absolutely bike, which we'll get to in a little while. But C-Mac is going to miss some time, most likely, and that makes Mike Davis the number one waiver wire pickup of the week for show. Justin Jackson. It was like that scene from Heavyweights where it's like, Josh Burnbound, step on the scale. Step off the scale. That's like what Justin Jackson did yesterday. It's like, Justin Jackson, step on the field. Step off the field. He did something with his knee after like literally the first or second play of the game. I want to say it was something meniscal-wise, but he did not return to the game. And listen, again, just add Kalen Ballage to the Adam Gase obituary. Guys who left Adam Gase and then balled the fuck out. I'm just kidding. Kalen Ballage still fucking stinks. Really bad. But, man, this is a backfield where they gave all touches to Kalen Ballage and Joshua Kelly because Justin Jackson was out, Austin Eckler's out, Troy Pope is out, and Josh Kelly still finds a way to be the RB2 behind Kalen Ballage, who was like just picked up, or he was on the practice squad or some shit. But if you look at the picture here, if we look at the breakdown from Zipod Father between Kalen Ballage and Josh Kelly, snaps, Kelly 39 to 31, routes, Kelly at 25 to Ballage's 11, targets 5 to 3, touches in the red zone. Ballage has 17 overall touches to Kelly's 14, and he had the 4 red zone touches. Fantasy points, he was the one who got into the end zone, so he led that 16.4 to 10.9. All this really says to me is, holy shit, do we need Austin Eckler bike on the field? Austin Eckler's probably going to win leagues when he comes back, whenever he does, if he does. Probably like not even going to come back this year. We're going to get news in like 2 weeks where he's just out for the rest of the season. Like he hit a setback or some shit, and I'm just done. If you get an alert from Sleeper or whatever like app service you use and it says Austin Eckler's out for the year, he had a setback, you should also just go onto YouTube and search for me because it won't be there anymore. I'm taking the channel down if that's the case. What this means going forward, we don't know. Let's just assume Justin Jackson's out for the next week, 3 weeks, whatever the fucking case may be. We are now looking at probably the worst committee in the history of the NFL. Kalen Ballage and Joshua Kelly. Thank God that Herbert is there to make people semi-relevant here, but like arguably the worst committee of all time. Noah tweeted it out. I think he probably had the best analysis for it. It's basically like riding a bike with 2 flat tires when you're picking between Ballage and Josh Kelly. Maybe like Frank Gore and LaMichael P. Ryan might be the worst committee, but I have just way too much respect for Frank that I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't put those 2 words in the same sentence together. So they play the Dolphins next week, and it could be a huge revenge game for Kalen Ballage. Could be a huge revenge game. Now, here's the way I'm looking. Like, I still think, I mean, it definitely says something about Kelly, the fact that they just keep using him as the number 2 or number 3 back, no matter who is on the field. They clearly don't trust him. They clearly don't want to give him the touches, the carries, but he just is forcing himself into a position where they've got no other choice but to do so. So for next week, no, I'm definitely not starting Kalen Ballage. I think Kelly still leads the backfield in snaps and will probably outtouch Kalen Ballage next week. So I think he'll be like, you know, the Dolphins have actually been good. I mean, they've been a great defense. Obviously, you guys know that over the last like month or so. On the year, they've been pretty stout against running backs. They have not allowed a running back to go over 90 rushing yards on the ground, and they've allowed one running back to go over 35 receiving yards. So take that as it may. I think Josh Kelly is kind of like a borderline weak flex play for next week. I'm not starting Kalen Ballage. You're also not going to be able to start Preston Williams, who injured his foot, which is a travesty because Tua came bike and looked fucking beautiful, looked as much as the prospect as everyone kind of expected Tua to look like. Preston Williams gets hurt after seeing like 5 first-half targets. Something with the foot. The x-rays came back negative. There are 2 options when it comes to these foot injuries. It can either be a fracture or it can be a mid-foot sprain. So when there's a fracture, obviously that's going to be an elongated period. That's like a Liz Frank injury. And the x-rays came back negative. So for right now, it doesn't look like a fracture. But the midfoot sprain is what tons of guys... I'm going to have to ask Doc what the deal is with all these fucking foot sprains. Because it's unprecedented, the number of foot sprains we've seen this year. Right? This is what Mixon and Carson are dealing with, where everyone keeps saying it's day-to-day, but it's never fucking day-to-day. So I'm expecting Preston Williams to miss multiple weeks. I believe he got carted off, so this is definitely trending towards the more serious type of foot industry. I'm always thinking business, always thinking revenue, top of mind. So if he's out for a prolongated period of time, obviously a big upgrade for Devontae Parker as Tua gets more comfortable and they're letting him throw a little bit more. Slight boost to Mike Gesicki. I mean, we look back at last year. You remember the second half of last year when Gesicki and Parker were both absolute blow-up fantasy players for y'all? That was when Preston Williams missed time. And anytime you can make Mike Gesicki look like a good football player, whatever situation it is, you have my attention, and this will be the case. So I think Gesicki is a pickup at tight end if he is available in your league. I think Laviska Shenault pulled some hamstring, tweaked it. He was dealing with a hamstring injury earlier this year, and I'm not sure if this was a retweak of that or just a new injury, but he's out. Not that it really fucking matters, to be honest, at this point. There's no one on that passing offense that you want outside of DJ Charkey. Noah Fant re-injured his ankle, possibly. He twisted it. Looked kind of bad. He limped off to the sideline on an early big catch he had in the game. Ended up coming back into the game. So unless it like swells up and something new comes out report-wise about Fant, he should be good to go next week. Keep a close eye on practice reports. See if he's like sitting Wednesday, Thursday, or if he's limited. If he can get in full practices, he's a full go. Because Alberto, who is creeping on Noah Fant's playtime, suffered some kind of knee injury, left the game, did not return. It's definitely, again, going to be a situation to monitor. This whole Broncos offense looked good this weekend, or at least, statistically speaking, because they were playing the fucking Falcons. And Drew Lock threw the ball 48 times. So I continue to like Tim Patrick pretty heavily. I think that Jerry Jeudy had a big blow-up game, but I don't expect those games to continue coming because, again, it was the Falcons. They threw the ball 48 times. That's not going to be the case most times. But it was good to see Jerry Jeudy, Tim Patrick both get in the end zone, both have productive fantasy days. If I can own one going forward, it's going to be Tim Patrick. Hate to say it. All right, we're getting to the Welcome Bike segment. I'm going to try to play this for y'all. I created a fucking theme song. For it, but I haven't been able to figure out how to use it. Ecamm live recordings. Every time I try to do it, I fuck it up. Ecamm at... Oh, yeah. Welcome bike. Welcome back. I love that Mace came bike for like 5 seconds for that song and then just left us again. Goat. Big goat. I'm probably never going to do that again. But I thought it was worth trying. All right, so we got Welcome Bike. Before we do that, though, y'all see this number right here. Text me. If you text me, I will answer y'all. Anyone who's texted me so far, you know damn well I have personally answered y'all. That's been like 50 people thus far. If you text me during this live stream, right, I'll answer some right now. Nate Moore. Chris Moore, what's good? What's cracking big? Don't be fucking sending me pool requests. You're sending me like the pool game requests. No pool. You fool. If you text me at that number right now, Fungao, right now, text me and I'll answer you live on air. Oh, we got a lot of people up in here. Zendaya. Love that. I saw on Twitter that you're in love with me. Yeah, you forgot to change your last name, cutie. These are the facts. Alex was good. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm probably not going to be answering any fantasy questions on here. I'm just going to be sending you nudes of snacks. Alec, I'll answer just because this is a one-time thing. In a PPR league, 5-4, you got like any thoughts on my team? I'm sorry, I don't have time to kind of break that down. Nope, I got big nope. That's what you're getting. Nick Bird, what up, big dog? What's up? Sweet. Like icing on titties. Hey, cutie, do you see Curtis Samuel as a buy in dynasty for contenders? I I'm not like super high on him. I think we'll just honestly see wildly. Actually, you know what? With C-Mac out now, he's gonna be getting a lot more involved in the ground game. But like in terms of like being a contender, he's definitely not. I don't think he's someone that's gonna push you over the edge. I don't think he's gonna be like a league winner by any means. But he's like a flex play. So let's see. I'll get back to you and answer that. Jacob Anderson, hello. I need more enthusiasm, sir. Peter Townsend, we bike. Huge bike. Oh, the texts are rolling in. I love it. Text me. Michael. Yo. Huge bike. Amar. What in the world happened to Justin Jackson? I lost because he gave me a goose egg. He got hurt, brother. He got hurted. All right. Bike to the bike. Bike to welcome bike. Aaron Jones. He's bike. He don't give a fuck about getting rested. As soon as Jay Willie went onto the COVID list, you knew that Aaron Jones was suiting up. And he looked 100%. He operated as such. He's got 10 days to rest up. He didn't suffer any setbacks, so he's good to go. Aaron Jones top 3, even higher than that fantasy running back rest of season. As I said with Christian McCaffrey, I had him as a we bike candidate, welcome bike candidate. Now he's not. RB1 in points per game, RB25 despite playing in 3 games. The 3 games he's played in so far, 27, 23, and 32 fantasy points, half PPR. It's just so demoralizing, man. That shit absolutely hurted. DJ Chark, massive game yesterday, 7 for 146 and a tug. Welcome bike, DJ Chark. Now there's no more Laviska Shenault, which again doesn't really impact DJ Chark going forward because he wasn't like someone swaying the fantasy impacts of players throughout games. But it's good to see 2 things. 1, that Jake Luton can actually support DJ Chark in a fantasy relevant way. 2, that Chark is fully over whatever ankle injury he was dealing with earlier on in the year. Okay? So DJ Chark, welcome bike. Christian Kirk, welcome bike. Last 4 games, 5 for 78, 2 for 86, 2 touchdowns, 2 for 37, 2 touchdowns, 5 for 123 and a touchdown. So 5 receiving touchdowns over his last 3 games. I will say those are against the Jets, the Cowboys, the Seahawks, and Miami. Miami's a good team, obviously, but 3 of the 4 were like some of the worst pass defenses in the NFL. He's a sell candidate for me because the schedule gets a lot more difficult going forward. They get the Bills next week, and over the last 5 weeks, the Bills have allowed the 3rd fewest fantasy points to wide receivers. So they're getting tough on the pass D, which is what we kind of expected them to be going into the year. Welcome bike to John Brown. John Brown, it's good to see Mr. John Brown coming bike from the dead because he had been dealing with what happened was like he got hurt earlier on. I think he missed the game, but he's been like way less than 100% for a big part of the season. Yesterday against Seattle, that's just like on repeat. Everyone has their big games. Everyone's fucking welcome bike to the fantasy football when they play Seattle. 11 targets, 8 catches, 99 yards, and a tug. Or actually, he did not get into the end zone, so not a tug. But still, 8 for 99, huge game in PPR. Really good game for half PPR. This offense just operates at a different level when John Brown is on the field and actually healthy. So seeing him bike on the field operating at 100% is the difference with Josh Allen being a QB1 and a high-end QB1. So, John Brown, you love to see it. Might be a reach here. Might be a reach. We're going Euro step 2. Mr. DeAndre Swift. 40% snap share. His usage was good. 13 carries, 5 targets. So 18 opportunities, which is what we want to see from DeAndre Swift. Still getting AP and Kerryon very involved. Kerryon had a lot of his shit in garbage time, so I'm not really looking too much into that. But DeAndre Swift came close to 100 yards from scrimmage. A big game, and I expect it going forward. Kenny Golladay. We now have a 3-game sample size of no Kenny Golladay, and all 3 games DeAndre Swift has had 5 targets. So he is the clear pass catching back there, and he is starting to get more and more carries. Tough matchup next week against Washington, so it's hard to be confident about it, but a good game. Also, other thing to note, if you text me, I'm going to be giving away 2 hoodies. 2 hoodies, 1 Fade the Public, 1 Big Dogs hoodie for everyone that texts me. All right. We got the cutoff sleeves hoodie, which you guys will have to do that yourself. But for everyone that texts me, you're going to be automatically entered into the hoodie giveaway. So text me, say what's up, say what's cracking, say give me that motherfucking hoodie. Text me anything you want, and you're going to be automatically entered. But be prepared to get nudes. I'm just kidding. Kind of. What else we got? What else do we got? Okay, so let's talk about Jonathan Taylor, which is getting fucking old at this point. It really is. But I think it's worth noting because the snap counts for week 9, 34% of the snaps to Jordan Wilkins, 34% to Nyheim Hines, 31% to Jonathan Taylor. Colts week 9 RB usage, 11 carries to 6 for Wilkins to Taylor, 2 targets each. It's ugly. It's ugly out here. And Taylor started the game off well. He was running well, and then he lost another fumble. This is one of his problems in college, losing fumbles. Typically, we don't make a big deal out of it, but when you're in a committee and you don't have a big leash, right? You're fighting for every snap, you're fighting for every touch, and then you fumble the ball. This is what's going to happen. You're going to get pulled out of the game. Does that mean he's not going to be the starter next week and get more opportunities? I don't know. Could have been a game script thing where they were just like, all right, we don't want to deal with that for the rest of the game. Tough game versus the Ravens. Tough loss. But not looking good for Taylor. Again, stock's going down. Fucking Fallout Boy Jonathan Taylor over here. Ooh, boy. Not good. What else do we got? A.J. Brown is just absolutely a god. What happened in the Miami bike field? Salvin Ahmed. You just want to pass on anyone in this Miami backfield, all right? We have Jordan Howard out here with like more rush attempts than rushing yards on the year, almost. He's averaging like literally 1.2 yards per carry on the ground this year. He is so bad. It's so bad. Salvin Ahmed, listen, you're either owning Myles Gaskin and waiting for him to come back, or you're not playing anyone in this backfield. I'm telling you, Ahmed is one of the worst prospects I've ever scouted. He was so bad in college. People were like, I remember scouting him specifically and watching him and be like, why did dudes like him? One, he's like literally 200 pounds. He's a really small back. And people are like, well, it's because he's going to run like a 4.3 40. I was like, okay, if you're small and you really have that type of explosion, I'm about it. And then he goes to the combine and runs like a 4.65. I'm like, dude, it's okay if you're on a 4.65 if you're 230 pounds. But you can't be 200 pounds and also run a 4.65. It's not good. And you're not elusive. You stink. He stinks. Don't waste money on him, please. What else do we got? Mike Evans, just absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible when there are other weapons on the field. I mean, listen, Tom Brady was terrible. So I guess you can't really blame Mike Evans and Antonio Brown and Chris Godwin and Rob Gronkowski. Dude has 4 Pro Bowl receivers on the field, and he can't make a goddamn thing happen. That was so ugly. I saw somewhere that I think like Football Outsiders, DVOA, said that this game by the Saints, all over defense, special teams, offense, was the single best graded out game in this. I think it was like in this century. It was something like really fucking dramatic, but it was like the best game ever played, which I'm not surprised given the end score and all the statistics behind it. But Mike Evans, this is a tweet per Mike Clay. He said Mike Evans, his last 3 games getting shadowed by Marshawn Lattimore, 2 targets, 0 receptions in all 3 games. So Mike Evans versus Marshawn Lattimore, not a matchup you want to attack. What else we got on the wire? What else do we need to talk about here today? Let's check Twitter, see if we got any good updates. Kyler Murray is just absolutely blacking the fuck out over his last 5 games. Something I tweeted out earlier. Make sure that you are following me on the Twitter, on the Instagram, and make sure you are following the brand accounts as well. 12-2 touchdown to interception ratio over the last 5 games. We were told that Kyler Murray stinks at passing. Not the case over the last 5 games. 31.5 fantasy points per game over the last 5 games. Averaging 10 carries, 71 yards, and 0.8 rushing touchdowns per game. He has 8 rushing touchdowns on the year right now. There are only 2 players in the NFL that have more rushing touchdowns than Kyler Murray on the year. And they're both running backs. 70+% completion rate in 4 of the last 5 games. This dude is literally blacking out. And listen, he's going to make a case for the MVP. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is going to be up right now, but literally that shit just swings. It's completely narrative driven. It swings back and forth every week. Patrick Mahomes will have a bad week next week. Russell Wilson will have a good one, and now it's Russ's to lose. And if so facto, Kyler Murray bowling the fuck out. What else do we got? Let's check Roto World if we got any updates on anybody. David Montgomery in the league's concussion protocol. We knew that. J.D. McKissic is running an absurd amount of routes. Ran a league high 31 pass routes in week 9. He's catching so many passes, and it's coming at the detriment of Antonio Gibson, who's clearly like their go-to guy on the ground. But if he had that McKissic role, he would be unstoppable. But he's not getting it. To hope for that to happen is just you're being ignorant. You are being ignorant. It ain't happening. Christian McCaffrey is very much in doubt for week 10 after suffering a shoulder injury in week 9. That escalated quickly. We don't know too much about it. Kyle Allen is going to have surgery on his ankle. He's out for the year. Do I even want to pick up Alex Smith? No. I mean, just go pick up Jake Luton if he wasn't picked up. If you're in a super flex league and you want to get one guy, because I don't know if Minshew's getting that job back. I don't know if Minshew's getting that job back. You know one thing that is coming back, though? Your pubic hair, which is why you need to go to Manscaped. We're going to go to Manscaped right now, actually. We're going to do this together. Together. Forever, we're meant to shave our balls. Manscaped.com. I can't figure out where the live stream is. Okay, y'all ready? So we're going to go to Manscaped. Very simple. Very nice. They have the performance package. You want to perform better on an NFL field, you shave your nuts, okay? This is what I do. Every Sunday, before I sit down there and take my notes and watch football, we get lidded. Performance package. Here's the beautiful part about this. You get the lawnmower. The lawnmower is incredible. The lawnmower is actually incredible. You get the weed whacker, ear and nose hair trimmers for all you fucking people out there that have hair coming out of every fucking hole. This is for you, okay? We've got the crop preserver, the crop reviver, the magic mat. Their little like underwear shits they got are kind of fucking awesome. And they come with the travel bag, which I've taken everywhere. I love this little travel bag. It's nice. It's made out of leather. You could fit your weed in it. Because weed's getting legal everywhere now. Weed is legal almost everywhere. So if you go to manscaped.com and you use the promo code BDGE, you're going to get 20% off and you're going to get free shipping. All right? Boxer size. Who's got the big brajol? Who's got the XXXL? We're going to check out and you're going to use the promo code. Where's the code? Where can I do a code thing? Where can we do a code? Hey, BDGE, let's make sure this thing rolls for y'all. Yes, sir. $22 off, and you're getting free shipping. You love to see that. You love to see it, and I love you all. So make sure you go to manscaped.com. Use the promo code BDGE. You're getting a lot of money off, a lot of percentages, and you're getting free shipping. It's a beautiful thing. Let's go hang out on Twitter. Actually, let's go to the chat. What's going on YouTube? Who's bullying me? Who's yelling at me? Who's bullying me? Lighting up that gas money, cash money, all up in your ass money. I whip a Tesla, still got gas money. Oh, we're live. Oh, we on the air? Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, please. A lot of y'all are being wildly disrespectful by not hitting it right now. We have like 8,000 people in the chat, and we only got like 2 thumbs up. You could put your weed in there. Miles Sanders and Nick Chubb are bike. Shout out to my fucking dynasty team who I ripped off 2 huge upsets the last 2 weeks. I lost C-Mac. I traded away Terry. I traded away Higgins. I traded away Joe Mixon. And then I lost C-Mac, Nick Chubb, Eckler. And I've scraped together 2 dubs over the last 2 weeks. I need Nick Chubb bike. I need Eckler bike. But Nick Chubb, Miles Sanders, supposed to be back next week. Gonna be monstrous. You fuck with Gravy, Nick? I don't really listen to his music, but I heard that one song, and like I can't stop getting gassed up about it. I'm about to play it again. I'm probably gonna get a copyright. They might even take this video down, but honestly, it's fucking worth it to run this.
Counting up that cash money, fast money, all up in your ass money. I whip a Tesla, still got gas money. Yes,
Sir!
cash on. You can get your face smacked if you act funny. Cash money, gas money, I evade tax money.
I love this song. All right. Who's better, Sanders or Chubb? I would much rather own Sanders rest of season. Do you think C-Mac is going to be biked this week? No, absolutely not. You think David Johnson's finna play week 10? 50-50. Concussions are usually 50-50, or actually more like 65-70 to 30-35. So if I had to guess on it just randomly, I would say yes, he'll probably be biked this week. Make sure you text me. Text me. Yell at me. Actually, send me your favorite songs. I need some new music. Text me your favorite songs. Send me the Spotify link. Is DJ Moore dust? I don't want to say dust, but like, listen, we know what he's just going to be inconsistent. He's an inconsistent wide receiver 3 at this point. This dude knows no boundaries. We're like a whiteboard, all right? We can erase and we can put down anything we want over here. There are no boundaries. Rest in peace, King Von. I've never listened to King Von before. I didn't know who that was before the news of him dying. Godmind NY. Left 60 points on the bench with Chark and Kirk. Ooh, that shit hurted. I'm mad as fuck. Still can't see me in Texas Hold'em. I'm not good at Texas Hold'em. I was telling the story on Fade the Public. Like the first time I was in a casino, I sat down at a no-limit Texas Hold'em table, and it was like top 3 scariest shits I've ever done. I'd imagine that's how nervous I'd be if I actually sat down with Zendaya. Let's check community. Let's check the text app and see who's texting me. Better be you. How does Hunt look going forward? I mean, he'll be back to whatever Chubb was, or he was with Chubb. Probably like a top 15 guy, but the ceiling is not there, really. The kid Lowry, Laro, I don't even know how to say the name, but I have a couple of his songs on my playlist too, actually. I like that kid. What do I do with Zeke at this point? You buy some shit from Manscaped and hope your cock don't fall off. Nothing else to do. Are you concerned with Mark Andrews? Yeah, that Baltimore passing offense stinks. The ground game wasn't working, but listen, like the Indy rush defense is so fucking good. They're so good. You can't run anywhere. I don't know if Mark Ingram's going to be bike or not, but Zendaya is not a pipe dream. Shut your hole. COVID is about to shut down the NFL. I think we're gonna be all right. Because the regular season is going to be done before Joe Biden gets into office. And Joe Biden's going to start using science, and that's going to shut a lot of shit down. So, is Devontae Parker still a hold or a drop? No, you're definitely not dropping him. Definitely not with Preston Williams' foot injury. How are we feeling about Mixon? I don't know, dude. I'm not even confident that Mixon is about to be back right now, even after the bye. Have we heard any updates? Like originally he was day to day, and all of a sudden he's missing 3 weeks. Suspect shit. Sus shit. Saucy. Bubble for the playoffs. That'd be dope. Also either tomorrow or I don't know if I'm going to do it tomorrow or I'm going to do it Wednesday. Maybe I might do another live stream tomorrow. Actually, I lied. Never mind. We film Fade the Public tomorrow. I'm doing this week is going to be like a rest of season video week. So I'm going to do like rest of season running back rankings based on buys, based on playoff matchups, based on shit that matters. So that will be some of the videos going forward this week. I'm sorry, Nick. Why are you sorry, baby? Why is Jonathan Taylor so bad at football? I don't know. My best guess is your best guess, which are 2 shitty guesses. Listen to Westside. Yeah, I fuck with Westside Gun. I like West Hard. Talk about Chase. I mean, listen, I'm going to choose to take away the positive from Chase. 25 fucking carries, 28 touches overall. Didn't get it done on the ground in terms of like production and efficiency, but that's a lot of fucking touches. You know what's so weird? Like, you know what I never understand? Why this happens so often. Like Chase Edmonds will get like 5 receptions, 6 receptions a game, and then for some reason, as soon as he's the starting running back and he's playing every down, he just stops getting targets. I feel like this happens so often, and it makes no sense. It's like, how are you going to be playing 70% fewer snaps but get more targets and then play all the fucking snaps and stop getting targets? It makes no sense. Listen to Griselda. I know Griselda. Bitch. Who you talking to? What do you mean Chase can't handle the workload? He didn't get hurt. How much time will McCaffrey miss? I don't know. It's up to anybody. But they have let me pull up when their week week thing by Shabba is. Let's see. Clyde's got, or C-Mac's got week 13. Ooh, that's shitty. Week 13 bye. You know what? Oh, man, that would be brutal if he missed the next like 2 or 3 weeks and then he had his bye week 13. You don't get him back until first week of the playoffs. I don't think he's going to miss that much time. I'm hoping this is just a sprain so they can maybe miss 1 week, give him a fucking painkiller injection for week 11 and be ready to roll. Because as fun as Mike Davis is to plug as a handcuff, like there's no substitute for Christian McCaffrey. All right. It's like fucking when I had a pug growing up, I had a pug, fat dog pug named Skippy. So fat. He makes Josh Kelly look skinny. He makes Eddie Lacy looks like he's anorexic. That's how fat my dog was. His name was Skippy, and it was after the peanut butter. It's fucked up because when we bought him, he wasn't fat. We named him Skippy when we bought him. He wasn't fat. Maybe that was just like, you can't name a dog after peanut butter and expect him not to be fat. I stayed be giving him fucking food all the time, though. Like after having him, I never want to have a skinny dog again. There was a point to that story. I can't remember. Oh, I was saying there's no substitute for Christian McCaffrey. My dog, his favorite food in the world was cheese. He loved cheese. But if we gave him, this is true story. If we gave him fat-free cheese, he would spit it out. He would know it was fat-free cheese, and it would pop out of his mouth. He would not eat it. I'm like, this is the most bougie-ass shit I've ever seen in my whole life. How do you even know it's fat-free cheese? How can you taste it? Like, that's how I know, like, there is, like, nature fucking matters. When we start processing food and shit, like, animals who only know natural things and nature, he don't want it. I'm like, there's a problem here. Okay? So, basically, fat-free cheese is Mike Davis. Full fat-ass cheese. And Skippy, the pug, is Christian McCaffrey. I miss Skippy. I miss him a lot. I'm thinking about getting a dog. I feel like I bring this up like every 2 weeks. We were trying to put him on a diet. What do you want from me? How hungover are you, bro? I'm not even. Actually, we got kind of litty on the rooftop last night. You're right. I'm not used to being a little hungover. I'm not hungover, but like I didn't really sleep much last night. I've been sleeping like shit the last couple nights. I don't know why. I can't believe like we don't have like a machine or like a pill or like something that just doesn't get you to sleep like perfectly. Like we should have a machine that you just like plug yourself. I know we're not like robots and shit, but like sleep's kind of important. Like focus on that. Have a machine that just puts you out for 8 hours, 8.5 hours, wakes you up, and then you're refreshed. There's no like all like Advil PMs and shit. You take them and you feel like you got clouds going. You got a thunderstorm in your head. Like everything's cloudy. Skirt. You shortened your own dog's life. Bro, he lived to be 15. Pugs don't live to be 15. That's why. That's why he lived so long, because I fed him the good shit. It's nature's cure. Full fat cheese. Fat cheese is fucking... Fat cheese is good for you. It's just protein and fat. I don't know why people don't eat fat. Your like entire brain is made up of fat. The majority of your brain is made up of fat, and people try not to eat fat. I'm like, y'all are... I eating up that cash money. It's called Benadryl, dude. Yeah, I'm sure Benadryl will make me feel fantastic the next morning. Transhumanism. What the fuck is that? What to do with the DHCEH? I don't even know what that means. But yeah, CH, it's messy back there. It doesn't help that like that every touchdown Patrick Mahomes throws is from like 25 yards out. He scores so many. I mean, yesterday was different. I was going back to the game logs and I was going to find some weird stat about how every touchdown Patrick Mahomes throws is like 20 yards out. But like yesterday, of course, it ruined it because they all came within like the 5-yard line. But prior to that, I think like the last 9 out of 10 touchdowns were 10 to 10 plus yards out. And CH obviously isn't converting on the goal line. It's ugly. It's ugly. They cannot run the ball. I don't even see a fucking point of them running the ball. When you have Patrick Mahomes and you have Tyreek Hill and you have Travis Kelce, just throw the ball at a 75% clip. It's a problem. Yeah, like CEH is borderline RB2 right now going forward. My friend's pug almost died eating a chicken tender. It's a great way to go out, though. He probably wouldn't have been too upset. Is it safe to drop Boston Scott? I would hold. Boston Scott's another one of those guys that falls into the handcuff category that I will be holding on to. I actually, in E-Town Get Down, because I own Miles Sanders, I traded Corey Davis for Boston Scott. Great trade because Corey Davis is absolutely fucking donut this week. I think he'll be fine, though, to be honest. It's the reason certain radiopharmaceuticals are used. I can't believe I just ripped that word off in my first try. Are used for brain scans because they love fat and cross into the brain. Radiopharmaceuticals love fat. Learn something new every day. What's cracking, Andrew? How long are we at right now? Damn! We have 45 minutes. This shit went fast. You made your dog. This is ridiculous. I didn't make him suffer. He had a great life. You know what's crazy about pugs, though, that not a lot of people know unless you're an owner of pugs? Pugs, like, notoriously start losing their senses. Like, they go blind and they go deaf. And my dog, unfortunately, went through both of those changes. He went completely blind, 100% blind and deaf. If you can go up to 150%, he was 150% of both of them. Couldn't see, couldn't hear anything. And he would just walk into shit all day. So listen, like, the only enjoyment he got out was me feeding him cheese. So fuck off. He loved it. Albert O is out for the season. Is that facts? Was that just, did that just come out? Torn ACL? Damn, you hate to see that. But Noah Fant stonks. Stonks. Here's the full proposal on a playoff contingency plan that NFL clubs will vote on tomorrow. Note, the goal is still to play 256 games in 17 weeks or 18 if needed. This contingency to expand playoffs from 14 to 16 teams only would trigger if a meaningful game is canceled. Whatever. What else we got? Did I miss anything big this week? I probably miss everything big this week. Got to listen to anything Jack Harlow. I like Jack Harlow a lot. I think he's super talented. He's definitely not a one-hit wonder. We'll put it that way. He definitely ain't no fucking Josh Kelly. Should I trade James Robinson and A.J. Brown for C-Mac? No, we're not trading for C-Mac right now, people. We have no idea how serious this injury is. Any hope on Eckler coming bike and being relevant? Yes. Of course he's going to be relevant. When is he coming bike? I don't know. I would say like week 11 the earliest, but I'm not really hopeful for that. Talk about the Bengals wide receiver situation. I mean, listen, T. Higgins is the one, and Boyd is a really, really good slot receiver who's low-key on pace for like 1,300 yards and a lot of catches and shit. So in terms of fantasy, they're both really good plays. I would rather own Boyd going forward for the remainder of the fantasy season, but Higgins is absolutely a guy that you could play week in and week out because him and Burrow just have that ungodly chemistry. He's got that Skippy and cheese chemistry. James Robinson for Aaron Jones. Yes, absolutely take the Aaron Jones side of that. Now that he's healthy, we know that. All right. That is going to be the end of this episode. It's not even an episode. It's a featured film. A few parting words to leave you with. Going into Monday night, we want to capitalize. It's a shit game. We don't even have to watch, but we can bring in the revenue via Monkey Knife Fight. Under 207 passing yards for Cam. Under 207 passing yards for Joe Flacco. MonkeyKnifeFight.com. When you deposit anything up to $50, you're getting double it. You deposit 50, you're going to get 100 into your account using the promo code BDGE. When you text me at this number, I realize for all y'all podcast listeners, you haven't seen the screen. 646-328-6601. I feel like I'm selling a pharmaceutical on a TV commercial. Call me. Text me at 664-328-6601. 664-328-6601. If you text me, I'm going to answer, but you're also going to be entered into a couple hoodie giveaways. Okay? And then make sure you hit up Manscaped. Shave your nuts. Keep your shit trimmed up. Manscaped.com. Use the promo code BDGE. 20% off and free shipping. I love y'all. I'm out. I'll see you maybe tomorrow for another live stream. Maybe. Skirt.